This game's in the Admiral refrigerator. The door is closed, the lights out. Butter's getting hard, the eggs are cooling, and the Jell-O is jiggling.
Welcome to TFTC Sports. It is your host, Chico Grande, aka Chico, 2 times with my co-host, Felix Supreme 305. And it's time to talk about some mother effing basketball, baby. Been telling you the show's been coming. Been telling y'all it's coming. It's never happened, but we are here. We're ready to talk some sports, ready to talk some NBA, see why Udoka's yelling at LeBron, see if LeBron's a real man. I'm going to check in on Bronny and check on his health. But what you got, co-host?
Man, I'm ready to tell the truth, man. Tell it how it is. I'm tired of all this watered down news. Y'all not telling the truth. Y'all not telling how it is, but we got the facts, and this is where you need to be at. So sit back, hit that like button, hit that comment button, because we're about to talk about some real sports.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the studio.
Love
Who would have thought we
studio.
would have got a multi-million-dollar studio? But it's time to start the show. Let me bring on our background music so we can get started. We're in a basketball mood, basketball vibes. So what is the first topic that we got? LeBron and Udoka going straight at it. And everybody that we've been watching has been dancing around the topic, so to say. But I don't want to dance around it.
Okay.
I want to talk about it.
What you want to talk about?
Talk about, we finally got the transcript. We finally got exactly what was said. And, I mean, it's up to you. Do you want to say it?
I mean, you play the video. Let's.
Oh, it ain't no video.
It's not a video?
No.
Oh.
We can't show the NBA video.
See, I mean, with this whole situation,
They'll try to ban us.
if you didn't know, Ime Udoka used to ex-coach for the Boston Celtics, now a coach for the Houston Rockets.
Yep.
They played against the
Lakers.
The Lakers and LeBron, a couple nights ago, and they got into a heated argument. And you had to say, what would you have to do for a coach to get in an argument with a player? Which didn't really make sense to me. But after people slowed everything down, and somebody started reading their lips, which is amazing. Like this technology this year.
It's funny, they never want to do it when it comes to the real TV networks, but it's like the internet and Twitter is undefeated. They're going to find out what was said, they're going to find out who it was, and they're going to bring us the facts. But it looks like basically what happened, the Lakers were up 15. They were schooling the Houston Rockets, but Udoka felt like that the Lakers, even though that they were up, they were still crying for every little call, especially LeBron. And basically they had a foul, I believe, on a Houston player.
So basically I give you the play-by-play. So basically what's going on from what Houston Rocket people were talking about, basically what's going on, LeBron James was yelling travel out because of Şengün. Şengün was coming down the lane. He passed the ball to Eason. Eason made the layup. He got fouled.
He got an and-one.
Yeah, the and-one got fouled by Cam Reddish. So, he had the free throw line about to shoot the ball, about to get the ball. Cam bump him. And I'm thinking, I would have just man, whatever. I'm going to shoot the ball, get the points. We finna get back in the game. But, Eason was like, nah, I'm going to stand on business.
He thought he was T.I.'s son?
He thought it was T.I.'s son. And, I mean, hey, so, he got in Cam face. Then a couple plays later, that's when the B word went flying.
Oh, so basically said Udoka, and this is alleged because we can't say, for certain, but allegedly this is what the lip readers had to say, that Udoka said, man, y'all crying like some B words. And you know what? It's 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So Udoka said to LeBron, y'all crying like some bitches. That's exactly what he said, word for word, bar for bar. And LeBron came up on him and was like, don't use those words loosely. Don't use those words loosely. We grown men out here. And then Udoka goes, why you walking over here like you're going to do something? And the ref basically got in between him. He did a double tech, and since Udoka already had one from earlier in the game, he was then disqualified. And since he had 2 techs and was kicked out the game.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know if I've ever seen a coach say what are you gonna do, walking over here like you're gonna do something. To me, that's like challenging him to a fight. And we were trying to do our research and look through college and NBA and see, when has a coach ever challenged a player to a fight?
I mean, it really doesn't happen. I mean, you got a little Juwan Howard incident in college.
Juwan Howard didn't challenge, he just attacked. That's a difference.
I mean, you got that, but I mean, besides that, you really don't have. I just seen a whole bunch of coaches going there refs, but this situation, I mean, to me, it felt like it was just more to it. So I had to do some deep diving. I learned that. I mean, Ime Udoka, I ain't really know he played in the NBA like that.
I knew him because like they show in the photo, he played for the Spurs. And he played for the Spurs, I want to say, for at least 4 or 5 years.
They played 4 years with the Spurs.
And I think after he retired, he was one of Pop's head assistants. And he was, kind of, how all the disciples of Greg Popovich always get in a coaching job, basically. Budenholzer, who won a championship with Milwaukee, was also one of Pop's disciples. I guess you could say one of his assistant coaches. There's a whole bunch more. If you actually look it up, there's a lot of Pop's coaches that are now head coaches in the league.
But yeah, I mean, I don't even know, but I think the reason why Ime mad is because he couldn't average more than 5 points against LeBron. I'd be mad too. Like, I can't shoot more than 2 shots in front of somebody, but
the weird thing is I've seen some people on Instagram basically saying that Udoka was standing on business and that he punked LeBron. But then I saw people on YouTube saying that LeBron was right and that he ain't gonna throw a punch and get suspended for 20 games and lose $20 million or more just because the coach is talking smack. And he said, he went up to him and said his piece and let it be known that he wasn't just going to let that slide. But, everyone knows that LeBron's going to punch him. Now, do you give Udoka credit, or do you think he's a coward because he's basically trying to challenge the face of the league to a fight, knowing that he doesn't want to, get suspended or none of that? So he's basically in no danger, so he can say whatever he wants.
I don't.
You give Udoka points, or you think Udoka's a punk in this situation?
No smoke. I don't think LeBron wanted no smoke because
LeBron's way bigger though.
That don't mean nothing. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
I would bet my life on LeBron versus Udoka.
Yeah, I mean,
I would bet on LeBron's side that he would knock out Udoka.
That'd be hilarious.
Udoka's only like 6'5"-ish. And LeBron's 6'8".
Do you know who's on the Rocket? He's by the Rocket bench. He ain't gonna make it to the other side. The Rocket bench is full of young.
He would have uppercutted Udoka, and then he would have turned around and judo kicked Dylan Brooks right in the chest. That's exactly what it would have happened.
Dylan Brooks would have just blew a stank breath on him.
Nah.
Dylan Brooks, man.
Don't tell me you're a Dylan Brooks fan.
First up, I mean,
this is almost as bad. We did a reaction video. Shout out Crib Reactions, but we did a reaction video checking out Luka's highlights, and all this man could do is slander him and say how Jason Tatum's better.
Tatum is,
and he's not. He's never been better. Never a day in his life.
Jason Tatum
we got like
cry.
500 comments saying that you were wrong. You're casual.
He's a crybaby. Luka be crying.
No, Tatum be crying more. You act like every star don't do that. You don't act like Tatum, LeBron, Luka, James Harden, all of them. The probably only person that doesn't cry is Kawhi, but Kawhi is sitting down half the time, so he doesn't even get a chance to cry.
True that. He's always
Anthony Davis cries all the time too.
He's always in street clothes. But nah, back to what we
Giannis cries a lot.
Back to what we
He got thrown out for crying too much the other day.
I believe.
Remember when he went after
the foreigners be crying.
Oh, hold on. Just because we're not doing the podcast doesn't mean we can't.
I mean, that's what he always say about the foreigners. The foreigners are soft.
Oh, and if you, also again, hold on. But we're gonna be going back to the podcast next week. There was garbage topics, and we've been dying to do an NBA show, so don't think that the regular podcast is done. We're gonna get back to it, but we're guaranteed to do the NBA show, so y'all can stop crying about hearing our NBA takes.
But back to the game. So after everybody, so back to once the game was over, once he got ejected, LeBron James was in the locker room. They was like, "What was the issue?" LeBron James was like, "Oh, we were talking about Thanksgiving." So I clicked off that because I was like, "Man, I know that's not what he's talking about." So I went to the Ime Udoka thing. Ime Udoka was like, "I guess the refs didn't like what we said." And then I was like, man, forget that. That ain't good enough. Then I went to my dog Dylan Brooks. He told him how it is, and he was like, man, they was over there complaining that one of our players was traveling, but at the same time, y'all was over there saying that we can't. As soon as we touch AD, they get a foul. And then I look at the stats. Lakers shot like 27. They shot
like 8 or 10 more free throws. It
wasn't
nothing
like 10.
Egregious.
That's a lot. 10 is a lot. 10. So that's
you know what that tells me? The Lakers were the more aggressive team.
Nah, that means you can't touch them. See how you put?
That means, you know what that tells me? The Lakers were driving to the hoop more. That's what that tells me.
I guess so. That's what you got. That's what Ime Udoka.
But the Lakers been complaining they haven't been getting calls all year, especially LeBron, Austin
True
Reeves,
that.
and AD. Have all three been really chirping at the refs. So it seems like, honestly, just about every player
He's blaming the refs.
has been blaming the refs at some point, for games, because they feel like the refs take over the games and that the refs are too sensitive.
Or they're not
that
consistent.
When a player goes after a ref, that they're giving them texts, or that they won't give them a call the rest of the game. So yeah, they're being too sensitive out there. People are here to watch these all-stars play. They're not here to watch the guy with the whistle.
Pretty much.
No one is paying $300, $400, $500, $1,000 a seat
to watch somebody.
to watch a ref.
Pretty much. So I mean, comment below. Let us know how you feel about this whole Ime Udoka situation. Do you feel like?
I think Ime's a punk, and I think like what Shannon Sharp said, when they go low, we go to the basement, baby.
And
he would have said, "You want to talk about bitches? Let's talk about the one you lost in
Nia Long.
Yeah, Nia Long
To Jeezy. Hey, he don't cheat. Allegedly.
No, that Jeezy didn't do that.
But I mean, yeah, and also
He just lost Spooky Love.
And also let us know how you feel about everybody kissing LeBron James, but like nobody's saying the truth about what really happened. They just left it like.
Oh, I definitely think LeBron was in the right this one. I don't give Udoka no points because I think he knew nothing was going to happen. But don't get it twisted. MJ's the GOAT. But I'm not a LeBron hater. I actually enjoy LeBron, but he's definitely top 3 all time. But nobody's touching the GOAT.
We'll find out
Michael
once
Jordan.
LeBron James win this tournament cup.
Oh yes.
The
elusive mid-season tournament cup.
One thing, Michael Jordan don't got no mid-season tournament cup.
So it wasn't existed.
It doesn't matter. If it was, he wouldn't have got it.
Don't talk too bad about the GOAT. He might get reactivated. Just to come back to win a mid-season tournament.
The Wizards.
No, he's coming back to the Bulls.
Oh Lord.
He's going back to the Bulls.
We're gonna talk about the Bulls later.
He's gonna coach DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine and get them back on track.
This is the worst DeMar DeRozan in the world.
But speaking of getting back on track, big prayers, big shout outs to Bronny being cleared for basketball activities. It looks like he's going to begin practicing with the team. He'll be reevaluated in a couple weeks and see if he can get cleared for the games. But he is now cleared for doing practice activities with the team, which is great. A lot of people had a discussion that my co-host brought up, and he was telling me that everyone's talking about LeBron is going to potentially miss an NBA game to catch Bronny's first USC game. Do you think that is acceptable honorable or unacceptable?
Listen here, man. I mean, how many you only can miss so many games in the NBA. Well, how many games you can miss? I mean, you might.
I mean, you can only miss so many now and still be considered for like all NBA and all that. I think you can only miss like 20 games.
But the real question is, who's gonna play that tab when the USC game is on, when the national televised Laker game is on, and LeBron has to miss that game? Stars can't miss the game if they're not injured. So
yeah, I think
pay.
LeBron might conveniently be injured the night that Bronny has a game, and he'll take his private jet wherever he needs to go
and then come back.
See his son. I don't really have any issue with it. And plus, LeBron's old enough where he actually deserves a rest night. It's not like that'd be crazy if he was a 25-year-old and had a kid in college. That would be like impossible. So, but the real question is here, and I don't think enough people brought this up, but I did see this on the Instagrams, is that if you're a pro billionaire and your son has a heart condition, he basically has a heart attack as a teenager, would you tell him to stop playing basketball completely, or would you let him still pursue his dreams, of course having to get cleared by doctors every step of the way, but that he could still also have a random heart attack at any time randomly in his career?
If that's what he wants to play, I mean, if he wants to play, I'll let him do that. I mean, because you look at Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif, he had a heart issue, and I think he's playing he played LSU college basketball. Now he's
in the G League. So I mean, hey, man, why don't no one give Sharif a shot? Apparently,
you gotta wait on him, man. He's too small.
But everything that I've seen is he's put up respectable numbers and had pretty decent highlights in the G League.
So he's like
I mean, I believe that he should at least get a 2-way contract where he could spend part of his time in the NBA. I think he deserves a chance. That's just my 2 cents.
So he's like Anthony Davis.
What do you mean?
He's like the Kmart version of Anthony Davis,
basically.
Nah, not a Kmart. Kmart's too much. Like the Arab store, the Arab store. Anthony Davis.
Hold on, let me go back again. We're gonna wear out that button today, and this isn't even a podcast show.
That's crazy.
But what do you think about the people saying that LeBron shouldn't let his son play anymore? Would you be on team as long as the doctors are checking him every so often, let him do what he wants, or would you be team shut this kid down? I'm already a billionaire. We have enough money that our grandkids 5 down the road won't be able to spend this. You know, 5 generations down the road can't spend all this money.
It's not like he's like the starter. He's like starter on his team, on the USC team. He's not even playing. He's on the bench. I mean, he's not really.
But that's scary, man. Your child could have a heart attack at any time, because that's not normal at all to have a heart attack at that young age. And then you're doing a strenuous activity such as basketball, where you're getting your heart rate up, you're getting your heart pumping, and that could reactivate whatever triggered it in the first time. But that's actually my number one question. If anyone knows in the comments below, what triggered Bronny's heart attack in the first place?
When was that his practice in July?
Yeah, but he's in great physical condition, so it's not anything like he's eating the wrong things and has like early diabetes or something. It's like, it's pretty random just to be a peak athlete, because he's
on his mom's side.
I don't. Oh, really?
I mean, if LeBron James don't got it.
Yeah, or sometimes they say that like stuff like Alzheimer's and all that skips a generation. So
it could be that. I mean, yeah, it could be that too. But I mean, also,
would you decide for him, or would you let him choose?
I let him play. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you have a heart condition, you got the best dad to have, because LeBron James, he spends like millions of dollars on his body, so he already got a nutritionist and all this other healthy stuff. He already got $1 million doctors coming to him anyway.
Hey Dad, I need a cool $500K to spend on my body.
I mean, he's probably already doing it. Probably gonna start doing it now. Probably. So I mean, and on top of that, he's gonna get NIL. I mean, like already, he's gonna probably get NIL deals because he's in college.
All kinds of NIL deals just because his name. Even if he's averaging like 8 or 10 points a game, he's still gonna get all the deals. But I hope he gets a chance to play some minutes and to show his talents, because he's a really great 3-point shooter. He's a great defender, and for his height, he's actually got a good jumper. You think he's like 6'3", 6'4", so he kind of plays. So
it's gonna be like a.
He's like a CJ McCollum, because he's not he's not like really a point guard, but he's
CJ's high up there.
But he's a little bit of like, okay, I don't know if he'll reach.
I'm gonna go J.R. Smith.
No, J.R. Smith was a 6'6" assassin. This guy's kind of more of like a combo guard. He's kind of not quite a point, but not quite, a little bit too small to be a 2, but he can guard most 2s. And
who's the person on the Kings, the shooting guard? Monk.
Malik Monk. He could be a Malik Monk. He could kind of be like a Jamal Crawford, where Jamal Crawford is kind of like a backup point, kind of backup handles like
Jamal
guard.
Crawford though.
He needs to work on it. If he wants to have longevity in the league, he needs to work on his 3-point shot and his ball handling, because the ball handling is what will really keep him. If he can kind of go and be like a big point guard rather than an undersized 2, I think that'll be better for his longevity in the league.
And you already know they already got a couple of games coming up. On the 10th of December, they're playing Long Beach State. On the 17th, they're playing Auburn. So he may come back. Maybe the Auburn game on the 17th of December, you might see him.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep you up to date on this situation. Make sure y'all comment down and let us know how you feel about this whole situation. Would you let your kid play if he had a heart condition, or would you just let him follow his dream? I mean, some people saying it's not even his dream; it's his daddy's dream.
Yeah,
and he got his other brother.
I think the thing is that he has it out now. If it really wasn't his dream and he had that, he could be like the doctors. Even if they didn't, he could say they told me I can't play anymore and just not play and just be like his dad's like bodyguard or his brother's bodyguard.
Yeah, because I don't think the best son.
It's Curry probably.
Curry, of course, Curry.
Because most guys that are all stars, and you know what, Kobe too.
Kobe's dad, but, NBA. His dad was like.
His dad was in the NBA.
Towards the end.
No, I think his dad played in the NBA early and then went overseas.
I thought it was the other way around. All right.
Yeah, but it's weird. Yeah, it's like to be an all-star, like your dad had to be a role player.
True.
And if your dad's like a Hall of Famer, like first ballot Hall of Famer, you're most likely at best is going to be a role player. It's kind of how it switches.
Yeah, because Scottie Pippen's son ain't getting no love. Or Zaire, that Z Wade dude, Dwayne Wade's son.
Oh yeah, he was like Bronny, but even smaller. So he was like a 6'2" shooting guard with limited handles, And
Horrible.
he didn't really have the vertical like that, like Bronny does, to get up there, or the kind of the
Build.
masculinity, to have like a muscular build. So his Dwayne Wade got mad at the Heat, so he became a part of the Jazz, and he got his son on the Jazz G League team. And I think he was there for 2 years, but I don't think he really played. Like, he was like, you know, a 13th, 14th man on the rotation out of 15 on a G League team. So he never really played, and then I think he went overseas, and I don't know if he's...
I just see him on Snapchat all the time. So
is he overseas still?
No, he's always with his dad. Every time I turn around, he's with his
Well,
dad.
then that's what he's doing.
He's just with his dad. He knew his dad as he is, using his phone.
I mean,
Snapchat.
that would be cool if your dad was a Hall of Fame basketball player that's super rich and you could just hang out and do rich things all day. But I don't know. Dwayne Wade's a little zesty. I don't know if you want to be around him.
Horrible.
Did you see Dwayne Wade just got in trouble for wearing lipstick? He was hanging out with his daughters, how he played it off. So he let his daughter put lipstick on him.
Reasonable excuse. But let us know how you feel about this whole situation. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. But moving on here,
Are the Golden State Warriors ride of excellence done?
Yes.
Are they no longer going on deep playoff runs? Are they no longer, you know, dark horse champions or real championship contenders? Is the Curry, Clay, Draymond window officially shut?
I mean, right now in the past 12 games, they're 3-9. Only team worse than them is the Spurs, Wizards, and Pistons, and you already know how they going. So hey.
Yeah, I mean, Draymond got suspended. That didn't help.
That slowed him down.
You know, for choking Rudy Gobert.
James Wiseman, center that they drafted that they were supposed to develop, didn't develop at all. They sent him to Detroit. I think he's trash in Detroit now too.
Yeah. Jordan Poole was a great player that they signed to a great deal, and then Draymond had to ruin it. And they basically made it a Draymond versus Poole. And you know that Curry and Clay are going to stick with their OG rather than the new guy, no matter how good he is.
Do you think?
So they kicked Poole out.
Do you think it would have been different if they would have kept Poole and kicked Draymond out?
I really don't know, because Draymond's kind of like their defensive identity. He's the one that brings the oomph to their defense. He's the one that's putting people on the floor. He's the one that's attacking pick and rolls, and you know, basically making the other team's best player uncomfortable anywhere from like the 2 to a center. So I don't know. I mean, I think that Jordan Poole, if you look at total skills, is a better player than Draymond. But, you know,
defense and everything else.
Yeah, if you look at what Golden State needs more, I mean, I'm sure it's a luxury having a guy score like 20 to 25 points off, or 18 to 25 points off a bench every night, and have a, you know, knowing every night you're getting solid bench scoring. But I don't know if you want to give up that solid bench scoring to get a decent defense. So sure, give up your defense. That's what your team has been built on.
Well, I mean, since they traded him away, they lost 20 points. He was averaging around 20 points a game. But they didn't. I don't think they even signed anybody worthy for him.
No. They got Chris Paul. Chris Paul was
injured.
Yeah, like we all said he would be. But that's what I thought. They thought Chris Paul, instead of having a guy that scores 20 to 25 on the bench and then basically have a bunch of defenders out there on the second unit, they thought that Chris Paul, of course, is a decent defender still at his age, but then instead of having the second unit of all guys that stand around and watch, you would actually get them more involved, because, you know, Moody and Kuminga have been getting better, so they were hoping that Paul could lead that second unit with them and get them involved and get their scoring and shooting percentages up. But it hasn't worked out like that. Paul's been injured, and honestly, he just looks old.
I heard people saying that Kuminga and Steve Kerr, they not seeing good terms, and also this is like the minute situation on the bench. Like they're not giving Moody more minutes. They drafted a rookie. I forgot his name. They're not developing him anymore. They put in Corey Joseph, and that's what everybody's mad. Like they put in Corey Joseph in the game now. Like he's averaging like 2 points a game. Yeah,
he's their third string point guard behind Curry, Paul, and then he was the third string. And I guess since Paul's hurt, they're letting him play more. And I think with Kuminga, Moody, and Saric, all trying to fight for major minutes off the bench.
Brandon Pozing, I forgot his name. What's that?
Podziemski,
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, Brandon Podziemski.
Is that
white boy
with the red hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's okay, but he kind of is. It's kind of like a Ginobili. He has many good plays as he does bad. He has as many oohs as he has. What the hell are you doing?
But right now the Warriors are 11th in the West. So the question is,
let's get
who
into
are they
this.
trading? Are they trading? Are they finna trade Draymond? Or finna trade Clay? Because one of them got to go.
I think Clay's the one because Clay's defense isn't up to par. Draymond's still playing defense, and he's been actually hitting more threes this year at a higher percentage
But
than he
Draymond's
has
been
the past
getting
few seasons.
He's been getting texts even when he's not even playing.
Yeah, he's been working on that since forever. So we'll see if that changes. But I don't think that Curry or Draymond's gone. I think it's got to be Clay. Clay's
Wiggins is going backwards.
You could package them, Clay and Wiggins, because they're the two guys that they're supposed to be the best defenders besides Draymond. Neither one of them are really playing that good defense. Clay isn't shooting like he used to. And Wiggins, I think, is kind of having a down year.
Yeah, because right now nobody right now is averaging more than 16 points besides Steph Curry.
Yeah, and I think Wiggins used to average over 18.
Yeah, and they got Wiggins so that he can line up the load for Clay, but he regressing back to the Timberwolves. And no, he's going to the Cavaliers. Andrew Wiggins. That's how bad he going. You remember the Cavaliers? Andrew Wiggins.
He never was a Cav.
Who he got drafted by who?
Remember, he got traded for Kevin Love to Minnesota.
He started off at Minnesota. I thought he started for another team, then got traded.
No, remember, because LeBron went back to Cleveland that year, and they're like, is he going to want to play with the young up-and-coming superstar, or is he going to want to play now player? So they traded Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love.
In the draft?
No, yeah, they draft night.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
Yeah, he never even got to play Summer League for the Cavs, I don't think.
But he was
Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think he played Summer League, but I think it was a draft night thing. But yeah, that's how they got Kevin Love from Minnesota.
And then, and then they said, remember what they said about
with Kyrie.
And
that
then
was
remember what
there.
they said about him in Minnesota, how he was just too nice. And like he just let everybody else just.
Yeah, he didn't have enough Mamba mentality in him to be like, give me the ball and get the F out of the way. He would do too much deferring.
So yeah, so then you can't have that. So I mean Clay's over here slow. Like his defense is trash now.
Still dragging that dead leg.
Dead leg, Clay.
You know, I think they're gonna gotta get rid of at least one or two players.
The last option, people are rumoring that Steve Kerr has to go. It's time for Steve Kerr to go.
I don't like Steve Kerr, so I'm always with it.
How you don't like? He was with Jordan.
Because Steve Kerr's racist.
Aren't we all?
No.
You hit it like 7 times on me already.
No. Do you know what Steve Kerr did?
What?
His last name is Kerr, and he named his son Nicholas, so he goes by Nick. So could you say Nick's full name, please?
Nick Kerr?
Exactly. He's racist.
Disrespectful. Man, comment below. Disrespectful.
You can't get in trouble. You said his name.
True that, man. Comment below. Let me know how you feel about the Warriors. Will they bounce back? Will it just be like a play? They're gonna be in the play-in and then just some.
They gotta. I think they're to the
They need a
point
big
where
man.
they have to make a trade.
They need a big man.
They
can't
can
just,
even do. What's their big man right now?
Kevin Looney.
Looney. Yeah, Looney might even be included. I think they might keep Clay just because that's Curry's buddy, but Wiggins and Moody might be the move.
If they do that, they better get a big man but that's just gonna slow them down.
Yeah, well, let's take a look since we're talking about the Western Conference and the Golden State Warriors. They are currently at 11, so they wouldn't be even in the play-in. Right now, they have a losing record of 9-11.
They'll beat the Rockets.
They're 6.5 game behind first place Minnesota Timberwolves. They have actually been the shock of the year, and right behind them is
Big Cat. I
the
mean, wait, no.
OKC Thunder.
But no, Pat Bev said it. You remember Pat Beverly said it on his podcast that Big Cat is the true GOAT. Because he'll say, oh yeah, Big Cat can do it all. He can go this way, he can go that way. And everybody clown him like, oh, the Timberwolves are trash. Look at how you gonna say the Timberwolves is this and. Remember you said,
yeah, because they I think that they won one playing game and then they lost.
Yeah, but look at them now. I mean, they showing y'all something here.
Well, that's what they were saying in the interviews, that they really gelled at the end of the season. Like they had to win like 20 out of 25 games to even make the play-in, and they did that. So they were kind of clicking on all cylinders. But thought if they would have like a training camp or something, they would be the real deal. They basically kept all those players. So this year they had a training camp, and they are in fact showing that they are the real deal, and that wasn't a fluke. I'll be 100% honest. I did not buy it. I did not buy it. I don't believe in Rudy Gobert.
Oh no, I
don't believe in the Big Cat because he changes his voice every time he does an interview. Can't trust someone that has 40 different voices. and I don't like Pat Beverly, and I've never really liked the Timberwolves. So
The Thunder.
I had no faith in them. The Thunder, I thought that they would be good, but I did not think that they would be good enough so far. We'll see how, we still got a lot of season left. We're not even like we're almost like a quarter of the way
Almost,
through the
yeah.
season. And I did not think that a quarter through the season that the Thunder would be in the number 2 in the loaded West.
What do you think does the Thunder, do they need to add somebody to the team, or do they just need to just not get injured?
I honestly just think they need to stay healthy. They got one of the deepest, youngest teams in the league. Chet was injured last year, so he's going for Rookie of the Year as a sophomore.
That doesn't
which
make
is
sense.
Funny.
It
Apparently,
doesn't make
if you
sense.
get injured in preseason, then you get to Ben Simmons the game, where Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell thought that he was Rookie of the Year and that Ben Simmons shouldn't be allowed to compete.
It shouldn't be. Or we were talking about on the East.
Yeah, we'll get to the East in a little bit, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, the Thunder, I think Chet could be in the running for Rookie of the Year, even though he's a sophomore. We told you why, but just because Wemby might have him beat on the stats like a little bit, might be leading
I
him.
forgot about Wemby.
But the Spurs, look, they're so bad that they couldn't even make it in the picture. They're the number 15th team, and I could only fit 14 teams in one picture, so they didn't even make the cut.
That's how bad
I think
they are.
they're like 2 and like 17.
Somebody said they're trying to lose on
they're
purpose.
trying to tank to get another number 1 pick. We'll see, but with Wemby, even though his stats are a hair better than Chet, I think you got to give Chet the nod, because I feel like his defense and production is what's helped take the Thunder to the next level. He's really played well. He's hit some clutch shots to send them into overtime, or to hit shots in overtime or shots to seal games. So he's playing good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is playing at an all-star level again. They got their lockdown defenders in what's his name?
So with a G?
Who's the guy I hated playing against 2K?
Dort?
Yeah, Dort. Thank you. Dort's a jerk in 2K. He always tries to steal the ball for me. Dort is I hate him in 2K going against him, but in real life, I actually really like him as a player. He's awesome. He's a little undersized at 6'4", but he plays small forward or shooting guard because he's got a big stature as far, some people have like a wide frame where he's able to guard people that are bigger than him, no problem. Honestly, probably because his body weight too helps with that.
True.
And they have a couple other players. What's his name? Not Alexander
On
Walker.
the Thunder?
Yeah, on the Thunder. He's like a small forward.
Ooh.
I forget. They have 2 players with the same last name on the Thunder. And pull up the Thunder's roster. I'll think of it. But the Thunder are they're going to be really good. I think they're going to do still remain in the top. I don't think they're going to go down. Let's see. You got it? Let me see. I don't know who it is. So yeah, I mentioned Jalen Williams has been playing pretty good, but Jalen Williams, who is awesome. He is like a lockdown.
Oh yeah, the one you got, the shooting guard.
Yeah, I had him in my team on 2K, and he is absolutely amazing. He has a great shot, great defense.
Good 3-point shooter.
He can, and what's great about him is he can play every position from the 2, 3, and 4. So he can guard a shooting guard, small forward, or power forward, no problem. And I think that's why the Thunder do so well, because they have so many guys on their team that can legit, even if they, most teams switch, pick and roll, they're not going to double team, they switch. So when they switch, you don't have a guy that you can take advantage of. Like, Luka, if he's playing against the Timberwolves, he's going to do a pick and roll and try to do a slow switch so he gets Gobert on a one-on-one, since Gobert's slow at foot. With the Thunder, you can't do that because every guy has quick feet. So you switch from Dort, now you're with Williams.
So are you saying right now that the Thunder beat the Lakers if they play right now in the playoffs?
I think that the Thunder will be better than the Lakers this year in the Western Conference standings. I think if they play them in the playoffs, LeBron's experience might get the better of them, being a young team and kind of. Were they in the playoffs last year? Or did they just make it in the play-in?
I think they just made it in the play-ins.
But yeah, they got to get that playoff experience to really, for me to believe in them. We got the frauds of last year, which is basically last year's Thunder, Timberwolves or Thunder. The Kings. The Nuggets are what the Nuggets are.
I mean,
they're just resting
they can get
players. They
injured.
got the same team.
What's-
I expect them to be top 4.
What's his name? I think what's his name just got injured again.
Jokic?
No, the point guard.
Murray?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did hear something about that.
So I mean, there goes the bug again, and you already know about Porter.
I think they'll stay top 6. I don't think they'll fall that far, but they might, with their injuries, they might kind of fluctuate anywhere from like 2 to 7 or
That's
8.
the only thing stopping them is the injuries. And then-
Sacramento.
Wait, hold on. If they go to the playoffs, they playing the Mavericks. How you like that?
I don't.
You don't? You don't think they got a chance?
I mean, Derek Lively is good, but just trusting a rookie to defend a guy that's probably arguably the best player in the league, you could make that argument for the Joker. I don't like it. I like our matchups against other teams. Like I would like us against the T-Wolves or the Thunder or the Kings, even the Suns. I like us against the Lakers. I'm a Dallas Mavericks fan, so if you don't know. I like them versus the Pelicans. Clippers, I don't know. Because, you know, you got Kawhi. Kawhi's a different animal.
So
in the
basically,
playoffs.
everybody's trying to avoid Denver.
But, you know, they get injured, so you never know. And I think we could beat the Rockets. And any other teams are already too far gone. But
the Kings?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Kings, I don't know what to
You
do
don't
with
buy
them.
the Kings yet? You not buying
I
into the
don't,
Kings?
because they got exposed. They were, the 2 seed for like 5 months last year. They coasted in the 2 seed role in the Western Conference, which was the slaughter fest. And then they get to the playoffs and they get murked in the first round. So that's what I'm saying. They were the frauds of the league last year, where a regular season did not translate. Being successful in the regular season did not translate into a postseason success.
So you don't even, okay, makes sense. All right. And
So,
it is still kind of early.
I still
it's too
don't
early.
have any faith in the Kings in the playoffs at all.
And
The
then-
Suns are intriguing, but I don't know how it's going to be.
Has Bradley Beal played yet?
That's what I'm saying. Bradley Beal is just as injury prone as he was in Washington. And it seems like most players that come
They
from
just-
Washington are injury
I
prone.
just feel like it's just every time I turn the TV on, Devin Booker and it's just Devin. It's either like
It's either KD by himself or Devin Booker playing, because Devin Booker's been missing a lot of games too. And they have so many guys that are below average role players on their team. It's like they're so top heavy that if one of their 3 main guys get injured, they're really kind of a mediocre to, if 2 of them are injured, they're a straight up bad team.
pretty much.
So I don't really have any faith in the Suns unless they stay healthy. But I think if they even, you know, stick around 6, 7, or 8 and get in the playoffs and then they get healthy, then they could be a scary first round team. I could see them being like a 7 and beating the Thunder in the first round.
I can
Because the
see.
Thunder are inexperienced.
Yeah, I
I
can
could
see-
very well see that.
Yeah, I can see that. Especially if they're all there, I can see that. Then moving on, we got
Dallas started out like a ball of fire. They were like a 1 or 2 seed in the West for the first like month, and then as of late they've been kind of losing more than winning. But Luka's been out. They've been kind of having their injury bugs. Kyrie's been out, and I think what's really hurting them is their defense. I think they need to make a trade for another defender. I think they've made a lot of strides from last year, but I think they have to be lights out every night to win games. You want to be able to have nights where you could be medium shooting and your defense pick up the slack, and they really don't have that luxury.
they need to upgrade. They need a better 6-man. If they get a better 6-man, then
Well, I mean, Tim Hardaway's been doing
they need
exceptional in a 6-man role. He's been averaging like 18 points a game, so he's been giving them scoring. It would be nice to have maybe a better point guard off the bench, but Dante Exum's been stepping up, and Derek Lively's been killing it. He'll probably make all rookie first or second team.
who's your third go-to person?
Grant
then?
Williams been great.
Who's your consistent third go-to person? You don't
Tim
have
Hardaway.
He's not consistent.
He's consistently scoring at 18 a game. Now he might have games where he scores like 30 and games where he scores 12, but
You can't do the 12 no more. You need somebody that
he's still better than 90% of 6 men in the league, I'd say. So I don't really have a problem with them. I think their number one thing is they've been starring Derek Lively is the rookie. I'm sorry, I've been messing up that earlier. I don't remember if it was, but Derek Lively's the rookie, and then Derek Jones was the guy that was from Miami.
Yeah.
That's the slam dunk champion. I don't think that he could be the starter. He's been playing a lot better than I expected, hitting way more threes than I expected, and playing really solid defense. But he's a little skinny. I would really love to have Dorian Finney-Smith back from Brooklyn Nets. And there's been rumors that he's actually going to come back from Brooklyn. And if we get him, I think that's all we need. We get Dorian Finney-Smith and maybe one backup center. I think we're good to go to be a top 5 seed and I'm confident against whoever they go against, unless it's Denver, because we don't really have a great defender big man, but they're really the only team where you need a great defender at the 5.
Okay, then next we have the
Lakers.
The Lakers. The Lakers. AD's doing better. I don't see him every time I turn on a Laker game. I don't see him in street clothes. It's just like, what kind of AD you gonna get? But now they're saying he's more in the paint now, so he's dominating. LeBron James gonna get less minutes playing. It's really about just the bench.
Cam Reddish has been playing good.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves started off good and then had a rough stint where he actually had such a rough stint they started bringing him off the bench to see if that would get him back going. I think he's had a couple big games.
And then Gabe Vincent, I don't even know what's going on with Gabe Vincent.
He's been injured.
But it's really, to me.
And then D'Angelo's been kind of playing mediocre. He needs to be more consistent.
They're not gonna trade him, no. I think, but Lakers have a lot of pieces where like
Nick Young says so.
They can trade. True, funny. They had a lot of pieces where they can trade. They can trade something and make something else happen. But I really like how they got Hachimura there. Hachimura's really been stepping up. You know,
I love Hibachi Hachi. He's one of my favorite players in the league. I love to cheer for him. He's an excellent post player, excellent defender. He can defend most 4s and 5s. And he's a strong dunker, so you can feed him in the fast break. I would love for him to be our starting small forward in Dallas, but I know the Lakers would not get rid of him. Can you imagine having to do this like 6'8", 6'9" at small forward?
Yeah,
that would be.
What's the name? I think he just came back. Is it Jared? Start with a V for the Lakers.
Oh, the center that was on New Orleans?
Not the center. He's not a center. He's like a power forward, small forward.
Oh, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, yeah.
Yeah. He's a little bit of an undersized forward. I think he's actually smaller than Hachimura. I think Vanderbilt's he plays bigger than he is, but he's only like 6'7".
Okay.
Even though he plays power forward. But yeah, Vanderbilt will definitely help him because like what I said with OKC, he's great with switching. Because you're gonna get LeBron on you and then switch to Vanderbilt. He can stay in front of you just as good. The Pelicans have been a surprise.
They really are.
But not
really.
Because
Zion's finally playing.
Zion's finally playing, but they have a great team if you look at their talent. They got Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum.
CJ McCollum, can he continue being a point guard? Does he need to move to shooting guard?
I mean, I never liked him at shooting guard. I always thought he was too small at shooting guard and was a liability on defense. So I think he's a lot better at point guard. That he's actually the size of most point guards. Like he's 6'4". Most shooting guards are like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", even some of them 6'8". So it's like to be a 6'4" shooting guard, you're on the very smaller end of that. And I never liked him. I never thought that's why Portland couldn't get over the hump, because
two small guards.
You can't have your point guard be like 6'1" and your shooting guard be like 6'3", 6'4". Like you're not gonna be able to play any defense like at all.
Hey, I mean, you look at the Clippers. They got this injury problems. But moving on here, the Clippers
got chemistry problems. They actually have a losing record at 9-10. Hopefully, if they get the mesh, they'll get it together. But also, they have injuries with Paul George and Kawhi, James Harden in and out. Westbrook's probably their only Iron Man, but
it's Westbrook.
I don't know. I don't really like who's Westbrook's turned into as an older player. Like, I don't understand how he used to be an absolute assassin at the mid-range.
Now he can't shoot to save his life.
And streaky from three-point. You know, he would have his nights when he's 2 for 8, but he also have a night where he's 4 of 8 or 5 of 8. He don't have those nights anymore. He still shoots them, but most of the times it's the 2s for 8s, the 1s for 7s, and then he's not really taking mid-ranges that much anymore. And honestly, his percentage isn't good for mid-range. It's like, I don't understand. You can lose your ability to dunk. Like, you may not be able to take off as far or attack the rim as quick, but your shooting should never leave you. I don't understand that players that get this mental block where they were great shooters and then they suck. Like, I don't understand how you regress as a player. Like, he was on his way to being, like, he still is an all-time player with what he's done in the triple doubles, but he could have been like all-time, like in the conversation of being a top 5 all-time player if he would have completed his skills instead of regressing. I don't know. I really don't understand his like arc. He almost had an arc like Dwayne Wade, where Dwayne Wade, like the moment he hit like 28, he just aged like he was like, I mean, like he aged 5 years every year, and he like retired by the time he was like 32. Like his knees and body gave out on him super quick in his career.
True, but I mean, you can't give up on Westbrook, because I mean, remember in the playoffs, he when he was the only one, he's really all they had, and he was the only reason why they was winning those games. So I got to give it to the Clippers, and the last one
carrying OKC by himself when Kevin left, and also being great when Kevin was there. I mean, he was one of my favorite players. I actually have an old OKC Thunder Westbrook jersey and T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I never hate on him. He's still a great dunker.
Then we got
I'm just being honest about
the young
skills.
Rockets. I mean, I don't even know what to say about the Rockets. I mean, they trying to build something. They're trying to build something there. But what the rookies,
he got sent to the G League.
Allegedly, I think, but he just played an NBA game a couple of days ago. He dropped 17. So
sometimes with young players, they do that. If they're coming off an injury, rather than putting them right back in the swing of things, they'll send them to the G League for like 1 or 2 games to get their conditioning back. So that way they don't come out and just like suck and then they get down on themselves on a real game.
True, but I mean, with this team, I don't know why they drafted a point guard. Now it got me feeling like the old Trailblazers team, like when they had Dame Lillard. And so like it's like a off-brand version of them now.
Well, it's weird. They had drafted a point guard and then they signed a point guard. It's like you got a young star point guard and then you signed
Jalen Green,
old star point guard in Fred VanVleet.
Oh yeah, then you got Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, then you got Scoot. Like, what's going on with your point guard situation? Like, they all.
No, isn't Scoot in Portland?
Oh, tripping.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah, you got me talking. I just straight
into Portland down there. Oh man.
Yeah, but
no, I'm tripping. No, yeah, they like that because they got who did they draft? They had Porter Jr. He left.
They got that Smith kid.
They got the Smith kid. Oh, did they?
He's like a power forward.
Didn't they? Yeah, they drafted I think one of the twins, and the other twin went to Detroit.
Oh yeah. They did draft one of the twins that came from like the. They didn't play college. They played in one of those like semi-pro leagues in the States. They played like in the league like that one of your siblings is trying to be in.
Yeah, he played in that league. Yeah, that league. So I mean, we gotta see more about the Rockets, and we just talked about the Warriors. We already know how we feel about the Warriors.
Suck. And we don't need to talk about the Jazz, Trailblazers, the Grizzlies. Suck.
I think it's 8 or 7 more games till John Morant come back. So we're gonna see.
They're gonna go to the lottery. I don't mean if I was Memphis, I'd just shut them down, maybe only have them play like the last 20 games. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They ain't coming back. What happened, Jaren Jackson Jr.? What happened, Bane? I thought y'all ain't ducking no smoke.
Is Adam
looks
still
like
injured?
The only thing that y'all are ducking is the win column.
Is Adam still injured?
Who?
The center.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kiwi Man is always injured, but we got to jump to the Eastern Conference.
It's getting spicy.
We got the Celtics, we got the Magic, the Bucks, Sixers, Knicks, Pacers, Heat, Cavs, Nets, and Hawks. Looks like the top 10 right now. Celtics are doing Celtics things. They're usually the 1 through 3 seed pretty much all year. Looks like they got a 1.5 game lead on the Magic. They're pretty much performing as usual. They did make the trade. They did get rid of his name?
Grant Williams.
They got rid of Grant Williams. He went to Dallas. They let him sign somewhere else, and then they traded what is his name? Robinson, the Portland, the center.
Yeah.
Who was like always up for a defensive player of the year.
He's injured.
He's always injured, so they traded Porzingis, who honestly doesn't have the best history with injuries himself.
Basically, he can shoot,
but he's a lot more of a dynamic player and can still play a similar level of defense. So he's actually been healthy and playing really well. He's
and the point guard, who they got? Holiday, right?
They did get Holiday. Yep, they picked up Holiday, and so he's been a great fit. They say Holiday and Derek White statistically are the best point shooting guard defensive combo in the entire league. And,
so I mean that's good. I mean, so
Jaylen Brown's been playing good. Tatum's been playing like normal. They got the veteran leadership of Horford off the bench. What's that? What's the little white kid that comes off the bench? He's like a flamethrower. All he does is shoot threes. He's like shaves his head.
Cool.
On the Celtics.
Oh, he had the far back hairline. He shaved the ball now.
No, that's Derek White. He doesn't start. He comes off the bench and he's white. Derek White is, I think, mixed.
Not Luke Kennedy.
No, I forget his name. God dang.
Grayson. It's not Grayson.
Let me pull it up. I don't want to get it wrong.
All right, so
tell us what do you think?
So I mean, with the Celtics situation, I just wonder they can't. Why do they still have Al Horford on the team? They need somebody.
He's reliable.
He's old. He's slow. He's old. He's gonna make the shot for you. He's gonna give you defense and everything, but he's old and slow. I need to upgrade something.
Peyton Peyton Pritchard is the little guy.
Oh, I would never get
guy.
Peyton Pritchard. Yeah,
He's been having a really solid season. He's only averaging 6 points, but he's had a bunch. He's been playing a lot more, and they lost to Indiana today in the midseason tournament in the first round. The Celtics lost by 10, but he did put in. Oh, never mind. I thought he had 15 points. He had 15 minutes. 0 points. Pritchard was 0 for 5. He's complete trash. So all that praise just went out the door. Sorry, Peyton. You cost your team the championship. No, I'm kidding. It's the midseason tournament. He's probably like, nobody cares. He was just chucking them.
all right.
It looks like that, I guess Porzingis didn't play, and Al Horford started this game, so that also might have been a reason. And Al Horford scored 2 points.
True, and then we got moving on to the next team. We got the Magic. The Magic surprisingly good this year. We're gonna talk about them later on the next slide.
Yeah, we're gonna break down the Magic and what we think about them in a minute. But yeah, we got Paolo's killing it and the Wagner brothers killing it there. Their surprise season. We'll get into that. The Bucks are doing. They kind of started off rocky, but they're figuring it out. Dame Lillard's finally getting in the groove of things and getting Dame time on in Milwaukee. They're figuring out things with their new coach. I think they're going to be a 1 through 4 seed going through the rest of the year.
They're going to lose. They're going to play. They got to play.
Yeah, but this is going to change so much by the end of the season. We still got 3/4 of the season left.
Nah, they'll win. If they play the Pacers?
The Pacers have been shocking people.
They will smash the Pacers. I do not trust. They've been trying to give away. It's horrible.
But let's go to the team number 4. We got 76ers. What do you think? They got rid of Harden. They got a bunch of role players. So it's basically Tyrese Maxey, J. Cole, and
J. Cole. Tobias Harris.
Yeah, J. Cole and Embiid and like a crap load of semi-decent role players. None of them are bad, but none of them are amazing. They're all, like I said, semi-decent. Do you think that them kind of doing it by like platoon form, that they're going to have enough to do good in the playoffs?
I mean, they're going to have to do something because...
you think they're going to have to trade a handful of those role players?
They can't get a star. They can't get another...
But they have so many role players, like starting and coming off the bench. They could trade like 4 role players for a star. You don't think a team would do that?
From the Jordan Clarkson from the Jazz.
That's what I'm talking about. I like it, co-host.
I mean, yeah.
Jordan Clarkson's the truth.
He is. And
save him from Utah.
Exactly. Get him or something like that. But you can't get no star. Like, if you seen what happened when we had James Harden on the team with him, so you can't get like somebody that has the same mindset as James Harden.
Cry.
He's gonna cry and everything. And
you need someone like a Halliburton. He would be an unselfish too.
Yeah.
We got the Knicks. The Knicks are kind of like
they need Julius Randle to Philly.
Julius Randle has been playing like garbage. Jalen Brunson's been killing it. Mitchell Robinson's been having a decent season. They're kind of right where they were last year. I think they finished in the 4 and 5 matchup last year, and didn't they win as the 5 seed last year as well?
Yeah,
and they lost in the second round.
Yeah, they lost in the second round.
So I think they might do the same thing. They're probably going to stick around 4 or 5, and they can maybe shock someone in the first round. The Pacers. I think Halliburton's been putting the team on his back, but I don't think they're good enough to make any noise without a trade. They got Miles Turner and some other guys are decent. The Heat, I really like the Heat. I like Jimmy Butler, and it's crazy that
that's all they got.
Yeah, it's really all they got. They had Strus went to Cleveland.
Oh, and then they got
Vincent went to the Lakers. They were clearing cap space hoping to lane Dame, but they cleared the space and then they didn't get nobody.
So now all they have is Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry's They have no point guard on the team besides Kyle Lowry. So he's playing like 40 minutes a night and scoring 3 points a game. He's just getting a bunch of cardio in. I don't understand what he's doing.
He's not losing anyway.
He's not losing. He's only getting thicker. It makes no sense. You gotta watch at the Jimmy Butler coffee shop. A lot of people think it's a thick girl in sweatpants. No, it's just Kyle Lowry.
Disrespectful.
That's what they say.
I believe it. Then you got the Cavs. I mean, I heard they're thinking about trading Donovan Mitchell.
I told you, Don Mitchell sucks.
But he's good. Every time I see him, what is wrong with him?
But you saw he was decent enough in Utah to kind of be like the Kings, where they win games in the regular season, but then they would usually lose to a lower seed in the first round every year.
Oh,
So I think that's what the Cavs did last year. I think last year was the first year that they were a higher seed, because I think before that they were like a bottom seed, and they were like the 4th seed, but then they lost to the 5th seed Knicks.
So if you had to trade Donovan, I mean, they can get somebody good for Donovan Mitchell.
I would just like to put the offer, or the you know how you could do in 2K, like
Put the offer and
put
bid.
the what offers would y'all make me? I would do that.
I don't even know
Donovan
who is.
Mitchell's available.
Oh,
if you need us to include more players or picks, let us know, and we can only say no.
He's going to Chicago.
That would be hilarious.
Because Chicago needs to give up
Getting rid of
everybody.
everyone. I would do Donovan Mitchell for
Zach
Zach LaVine in a heartbeat.
For real?
I would just, as soon as they say that, yes,
They're not the same player. This one's light skin.
expeditiously.
One's just a light skin. They both the same. I thought if we could get DeMar
One's
DeRozan.
way taller. I'll take a 6'6" dunk champion that's got his 3 up to
Mitchell
par
can get up there.
to Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, but he's gonna be like Dwayne Wade. When you're 6'4",
yeah.
and you gotta have like a 40-inch vertical to dunk every time, and then you start losing that vertical
You
as
pick
you
him
get
over-
in your late 20s. He's not gonna be able to dunk like that for that long.
You pick him over DeMar DeRozan?
Nah, DeMar plays defense, and he's a mid-range assassin, which you need in the playoffs usually. They try to shut off the rim and the 3-point. So if you ain't got mid-range in the playoffs, that's where a lot of teams suffer.
Then we got the Brooklyn Nets. I don't even know what's going on.
They're kind of doing the committee thing.
Cam Thompson?
They got Cam Thomas. They got Mikal Bridges. They got Spencer Dinwiddie. They got Dorian Finney-Smith.
They got a little squad.
Who's the kid? Cam Johnson was just the one we saw in the interview, right?
Yeah, on the JJ Redick.
Who's the other guy that came from Phoenix? He looks white, but he's not.
He's on the same team?
He's like a small forward, power forward that shoots threes. He's on Brooklyn. He came over from Phoenix when they did that trade. Yeah, he played college at West Virginia.
Oh, Ben Simmons is on the team, right?
Yeah, Ben Simmons, but I heard his back is aggravating.
Is it for real? This time they got Lonnie Walker.
Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, Cameron Johnson.
Who's the guy that was on the podcast? Is it Tom? What's his name? Cam Thomas.
Cam Thomas.
Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas. That's what it is.
That's too confusing.
This is messing me up. But yeah, they're
yeah,
kind of
Cam and Cam.
Yeah. That's funny. They could both technically. One could be Cam Thomas. One could be Cam.
Yeah,
Johnson.
I remember I seen his interview with JJ Redick. I didn't really care for it like that, but then I saw his. I'm like, he interviewed him again. But I look like, nah, it's different.
Cause he was like scored like 40-something points
he's
in
balling.
the opening week, and he has all kinds of random 40-point performances.
Oh, and they got your boy.
Yeah, I'm saying they're gonna try to get him back because he's just like one of many players. Cause look, they even signed Lonnie Walker, so they have like a bunch of. They have a bunch. Yeah, they have a bunch of shooting guard and small forwards. So it's like if we give them like a pick and maybe like a player in a position that they need, like a.
Then you got Ben Simmons whenever he gets healthy.
Yeah, it's like they don't need him. They don't need Dorian. You don't need Dorian Finley. Give him back. Give us back our favorite child.
Then we got the Atlanta.
Dorian Finley in 2K was like my favorite player because he played defense on the other team's best player, did good, and then you could throw him alley-oops, he could dunk it, and he'd hit most of his wide open threes.
Pretty much.
Solid player, and he's Luka's best friend, so I think Luka's going to make it happen and get him back. Hawks are going to hawk it, man.
I think they need to trade. They need to either trade. It has to be one of their teams. Either they need to trade Trae Young or trade DeJounte. Like,
I mean, they're basically saying DeJounte is a 2.
But it's
the same thing. It's like the Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum. Like, do you want a point guard that's 5'11" and a shooting guard that's 6'3"? Like, you're not gonna be able to play defense against nobody.
Yeah, you see how he's out. He's just out there exposed. But then you got the Raptors. You know, the Raptors need to blow the rest of the team up. They need to give. They got Siakam.
Yeah.
I heard Siakam may go to the Warriors.
Forget that. You need to go to Dallas.
Siakam.
If we can't get Dorian back, we will gladly take Siakam to be our starting small forward. Ooh, if you had Siakam and Grant Williams and Derek Lively, we playing defense. We playing some real defense. Ain't nobody scoring on us. Luka's just got to be a big body. He's just got to be the fat boy in the lane, and that's all he needs to do. Save your energy for offense and just be thick in the lane and get in the way.
But then you got the Hornets. Only reason we're gonna finish this because the Wizards. We gotta talk about the Wizards.
Hornets. I'm sorry that you got hurt, LaMelo.
You hurt again?
Yeah, he rolled his ankle pretty bad.
Man, at least it's not a hand like last time. Then you got
Yeah, but he was playing really well. He had a bunch of games where he's scoring over 30 points.
Didn't he almost win Rookie of the Year, but then he got injured, so that...
No, he won Rookie of the Year.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
He won Rookie of the Year. And I just hope the Hornets could get him a good team. And
They won't. It's the Hornets.
I just hope that you don't stay there, man. If they ain't treating you right, go play with Luka.
Everybody's not going to Luka.
Y'all listen to me. We need a backup point guard. Kyrie, you're moving to the bench.
Oh Lord. Okay, well, then we got the Bulls. The Bulls are trading away everybody.
Everyone.
Can't win. And then the Wizards. I had such high hopes for the Wizards. What do you think is their problem?
Jordan Poole. Nah, the problem is that they suck. They had no talent. They make dumb trades. When they get talent, they trade it and get dumb talent. And it's just like the Jordan Poole show. He gets to put up as many shots this night as he wants. And that's it. And they're going to lose every game. And Jordan Poole's going to score 30 to 35. And that's going to be it.
He's either going to score 30 or score 5. But I mean,
that's the rest of the East, man. We went through the East. As you can see, like every year, the East pretty much sucks after the top 6 teams.
It's pretty much the same. I mean, there's no. I mean, you had
no one. I mean, if you want to, I mean,
the Bulls usually the Raptors. Are sometimes the Raptors are in it. That's the only people that.
I think why the Bucks got rid of Drew Holiday is like he's great for the regular season to play defense all year. But like
they need an assassin.
In the playoffs, like he sucks at offense, and it's like, dude, you can't like keep scoring 8 or 12 points in the playoffs. Like
too many
as
role
a
players.
Starting point guard, like come on, like you're getting paid like a big boy. You got to score like a big boy.
You just played his role.
And like Dame Lillard, you bring him there, he might not get you that defense throughout the year, but when it comes to playoff time, Dame's gonna get you the buckets. True. And he's going to get to the free throw line. He's going to get the other team in foul trouble. So Giannis is going to be able to eat because anytime you touch Giannis, it's going to be going to the line. Giannis isn't the best at free throws, but you get it easy like that. You're going to get him in a rhythm.
True. And then moving on here, we got.
Are they frauds? The number 2 Magic at 14-6. They definitely got the best young duo of Wagner. Franz Wagner actually is the correct way to say it. He's German, and Paulo Banchero. So yeah, they definitely do got the best young duo. Now the question is, do you think they're a real deal or frauds? Do you think you're going to still be a top 4 team in the East by the end of the season? And do you think they're going to do good in the playoffs?
I can see them number 5.
You think they're going to fall?
They're going to fall to number 5.
They're not going to retain it.
I mean, it's gonna get a little tougher. Once you start playing the tougher opponents,
I can go back right here. Yeah,
they already beat the Celtics. They beat the Lakers already.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks are only 2 games behind them at 5, and they're 2. So it's all kind of bunched up 2 through 5.
It's close, and I mean I can see Philly moving. I can see Philly moving up to number 3.
Yeah,
I can see Bucks moving up to number 2, and then they be number 4 or 5.
Yeah. I think that's a good spot for them actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And then, I mean,
as long as other teams don't get injured or trying to coach just to stay healthy for the playoffs, I think that's the only way that they'll stay in the top 2. But I think if most teams kind of go like a normal, they're going to do it, that they'll finish 4 or 5.
Yep. And I mean, right now, they're like you said, they're playing by committee. Everybody's stepping up. They're passing the ball around. Nobody's really scoring 20 points. Everybody's scoring in double digits. Nobody's really scoring over 20. Nobody's scoring over 21 points on the team. So, I mean, to me, they feel like I told you, like the old school 2016, 17 Celtics, where like it was just no stars on the team. Everybody just passed the ball, and you just never know. They would win the game just by basically passing because somebody be open and they make the shot, and that looks like what they're doing. Cole Anthony out here balling.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of the Mavs whenever Dirk was old and they beat the Heat. I mean, Dirk, he wasn't scoring like 25 or 30. I think he was only scoring like 18, 20 in the regular season. I think in the playoffs is when he exploded, but they had a whole bunch of guys on that team that would average like 10 to 18. And any guy could give you a random 25. So they were that when you play like that, it's hard to game plan for it because most teams are going to be like, we're going to put this guy in a position and make him shoot low percentage shots. But if everyone's a decent player, you can't just sag off the bad players and double team the good ones. They're going to make you pay. So yeah, they're doing it by committee. I think Franz is having a lot of fun because his brother is there, the other Wagner brother. And
as long as they don't make a trade, I can see them at least winning 1 or 2 playoff games.
Do you think
1 or 2 playoff games and Coach of the Year?
Right now, do you have them winning the first round? Are they making it past the first round?
No, they're not.
They're too young.
They're too young. They're like, oh, but they're too young, and then when you're too young, too excited.
What about OKC in the West? They're kind of the same thing. I think they're number 2 as well. Are they winning in the first round?
It depends on their matchup.
True. Facts. I'll go with that. We'll have to see who they match up and where they end up. But want to give you our thoughts on the Orlando Magic. We wanted to touch on Mark Cuban.
Making the millions and billions.
He bought the Mavs in 2000 for $285 million and sold the Mavs for $3.5 billion. And so he's definitely come up. But the crazy thing is that he's actually selling a majority of his shares. So he's still technically going to be a minority owner. But he's going to be retaining his position as head of basketball operations. And it sounds like indefinite until he doesn't want to do it anymore. So he's basically not losing any power, but gaining $3.5 billion, which is crazy.
Yeah, he's gaining $3.5 billion. I mean,
nothing changes.
I mean, he's not really.
He's just not the majority owner.
He's not the majority owner. I mean, he wants to make the place bigger, so he's sacrificing to make the place bigger because he wants to get casinos. The casino. This is a resort. They like the Marriott Addison is people that bought it. Like they mainly like resort. They trying to do like resorts,
trying
and
to
casinos,
make it like a kind of mecca.
Like in Las Vegas, resorts, casinos, and allegedly since gambling is illegal in Texas right now, they trying to hope. I guess allegedly they're saying like, I'm guessing gambling's finna be here illegal in Texas soon.
You know what? Yeah, I would say so because if you don't know, if you watch our other sports show, NFL Weekly Picks, check that out. We do it with our bro Seth, real good _ that he's always doing prize picks, and he does for NFL and NBA games. So if you figured if you're able to bet on an app, why wouldn't you be able to bet playing blackjack or something?
I mean, states real estate. They want to find a way to make the most money of it as possible. You know, Texas isn't legalizing weed, so you know. But with this, it may be something because what's going on is they're real close to Abbott. Addison's are real close to Abbott. So, and you know,
Cuban gonna run for president?
And no, somebody said that Cuban may run for president, but then it was like, oh yeah, you can't. I don't know anybody that ran for president and also was the owner of a basketball team at the same time. But Cuban's not really running the whole. He's not really running the whole front office.
He's not the owner technically anymore.
No, I mean it's Nico Harrison.
Oh yeah, well he's kind of the best president. I guess he's like the overseer of basketball.
He's the overseer, and like he just comes in and signs the paper. Cuban.
If you don't know who Nico Harrison is, he's probably the reason that Kyrie signed with us. Nico Harrison used to be an executive at Nike. He actually used to be Kobe's main rep at Nike that he dealt with directly. So he has a lot of relationships with players that have been on the Nike basketball program. So that's why they signed him, because they knew that he could do it, and he had a really good relationship with Kyrie Irving. So when the Dallas traded for him and they weren't sure if he was going to resign because he had options, but Nico was the one that convinced him to sign.
So I mean that's crazy. I mean so think about that now. You got Jerry Jones in Dallas. Dallas Stadium is crazy. I know you've seen pictures of Dallas Stadium, the big old jumbotron TV.
I've been there like once or twice.
And then now they got Mark Cuban. He's trying to do the whole, make it even bigger too, get resorts and everything with it. So
that would be cool.
A stadium with resorts into it, gambling. You gonna be making money.
I've been to the American Airlines Center a handful of like 3 or 4 times. Like I really like going to see games there. To me, it's a lot better than the Spurs. So.
And then the crazy part about this is that they spent. You may think like $3.5 billion is a lot, but like the ladies, she's like top 30 in the most richest women in the world.
Oh yeah.
So and they got millions, they got billions and billions of dollars. Like this wasn't even 10% of her money or 2% of her money.
Yeah, it's like someone told me like, Apple could buy Disney, and I was like, there's no way in heck. And then I looked at it, and Disney's worth like, a few billion, and then it's like Apple's like got trillions of dollars. So it would really be a drop in the bucket for Apple to buy Disney. So sometimes, like, unless you check the stats, you really don't know that some of these people really got like wealth you can't even imagine.
Because it's technically 50-50 because we still don't know if Texas is going to legalize gambling. So you basically pay $3.5 billion you're banking on it. So like it may happen, may not happen.
I'm telling you, you got $3.5 billion to buy a team. You got some money to pay some filibusters. You're gonna get yourself passed.
True, and then they're talking about Las Vegas. Since they're in Las Vegas, they're trying to get an NBA team in Las Vegas, and LeBron once he retired, trying to get that there. So we're gonna see how this goes with gambling.
I mean, they have the girls team.
Who?
The Las Vegas Aces.
I think they won back to back.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got them, but we're gonna tell you more about it later. You know, shout out to Mark Cuban for making an extra 3.5 billion. Then he stopped doing Shark Tank. But moving on, we got the in-season tournament bracket.
We actually had 2 games today. Let me go ahead and pull it up. I mentioned one of them.
We got
we had the Boston place versus the Indiana Pacers.
Who won that one?
And Indiana won 122 to 112. So they will be advancing to the winner of the Knicks versus Milwaukee Bucks. And then the other game, and I kind of told y'all earlier about why the Celtics performed the way they did. We have the New Orleans Pelicans beating the Sacramento Kings 126 to 117. And it looks like Brandon Ingram had 29 points. Jones.
Kings only came here to beat the Warriors.
Yeah,
they did that.
Herbert Jones had 23. Valanciunas had 18. Zion had 10, 6, and 6. And he did play 28 minutes. So I wonder why he didn't. He only shot 8 times and made 5 of 8. That's kind of weird.
I mean, he's just,
man, they got Jones and then this Murphy dude on New Orleans, and they just kill it from 3. Yeah, Murphy had 16 points, and then Jones had 23. Yeah. And let me see.
King should have won that. I'm surprised, but I mean, they just probably once they made that game winning shot on the Warriors. That's all they really wanted to do.
Fox had 30. Sabonis had 26.
That's messed up.
Harrison Barnes had 4. Herter had 12, and Keegan Murray had 14. Malik Monk had 21 off the bench, and they lost there. So yeah, Pelicans will advance to play the Lakers
or the Phoenix Bums.
Phoenix Buns.
And I mean, with that, I don't even know is tomorrow for DeMar DeRozan, Devin Booker.
Those are the games tomorrow. So tomorrow you'll have Suns versus Lakers at 9 p.m. Central Time on TNT, and you have Knicks versus Bucks 6:30 Central Time on TNT.
I got if Devin Booker and KD play.
Who you picking?
I'm going Lakers. I'm going Lakers on the Lakers beating the Suns.
I'm gonna have to talk about it on the NFL show. Kenny Pickett had surgery. He's probably gonna be out for a good amount of time.
He's out for a season. That's it. Basically, it's like week 13. What's the point of coming back? There's no point of coming back.
Let's save the season. We can't trust in Trubisky. Jesus.
I mean, this is, and then okay, you know, just go back to the drawing board. You know, get a draft pick. Y'all finna draft.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Okay, we got the New York Knicks and the Bucks. Who you got?
Bucks easily.
Oh, you think the Bucks care?
And the Bucks are gonna beat the Pacers. I mean, you get $500,000 in the championship.
They don't. Do they need it though?
But they want it. You know they do. Oh, and then so yeah, I think I got the Bucks coming out of the Eastern Conference in-season tournament. We already know that Pelicans won, so I got the Lakers beating the Suns, and then I also got the Lakers beating the Pelicans. So I think we're gonna have Lakers Bucks mid-season tournament championship, which is not really. I want
Lakers Knicks. I want Lakers Knicks.
You want Lakers nuts?
Lakers Knicks.
Oh,
Licky's nuts.
You're trying to do that to LeBron?
Oh, pause. I'm not Shannon Sharp. Hard. We can press some button, but nah. I go Lake. I want to see Lakers Knicks. So you know, so LeBron James can have one more than Michael Jordan, and say I got something you don't got.
It doesn't mean anything.
It does.
It's not real.
Listen here. You get 500. So if I give you $500K right now and say it's not real, is it real?
The money's real. The accolades is not.
That's
all I got to say about that.
And that's all we got to say about this episode. And you already know, man. If
somehow my co-host made it to stretch this episode. It's supposed to be like a 45-minute episode.
I told you.
But of course, he was going to stretch it to a regular podcast. But it's all right because it's TFTC Sports. Hey. Thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to be doing more basketball videos. We're going to try to not do it every single week, but maybe once every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do a basketball show. Let us know if you like it when we break down the basketball only. And still doing our NFL weekly picks with our boy Seth. We'll be filming that tomorrow and have that out for you later this week. Let us know what's your team for the NBA or NFL down in the comments. We'll be back next week with our regular scheduled programming of having the current events podcast. And who knows, if it's a trash week, we might do something fun. We might do a live stream. Who knows? Oh, if the mid-season tournament finishes up, we might just have to do a basketball checkup. We'll let y'all know. Put in the comments what you want from us. If you're a diehard regular podcast fan, if you're a diehard NFL pick fan, or now if you're a diehard basketball show fan. TFTC Sports, TFTC Hoops. Is that what we're going to call this? TFTC Hoops?
I like that.
Let me write that down.
Right.
TFTC Hoops. I don't know if we're going to have episodes like EP1 or all of that.
We'll see what we can do with it. But I mean, if you already know what I'm gonna say, if you made it this far, you might as well go and hit that like button, that comment button, that notification bell. Make sure y'all sign up to our Patreon on our other channel. Make sure
Crib Reactions.
Make sure y'all check out Crib Reactions, TFTC Gaming. I just dropped the gaming video today.
I just dropped a gaming video
For real?
today.
What you drop?
Call of Duty World War II.
You did. I seen that.
I'm playing the campaign and I'm recording it. And co-host, you got to remember your mic settings when you're recording.
Okay, and then also we're recording what? On Twitch?
Yeah.
Remember I got 2 accounts on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. No, I think I was checking out one of your videos and the audio was popping. So remember, you got to join the room.
I gotta check on that.
Yeah. We'll make sure we get it right for you. Check out all of our channels, all in the description. Let us know what's your favorite basketball team. Is LeBron the GOAT? We know that's not the truth. It's Michael Jordan. But we all do know that Udoka's a punk. Dwight Howard is your GOAT for reasons that I will not mention and for reasons that we cannot show in the show. It's a PG show, and my co-host likes to get X-rated with Dwight Howard on his own time. He said it, not me.
But we out.
Thanks for tuning in. Chico Grande, Chico 2 times. Felix Supreme 305. We'll see you in the next basketball episode.